All right, we're back at it again immediately. It's one's blitz. He's doing it again. The consecutive chapters showing up within hours, not even days, not even weeks, but hours. Chapter 135. This is so hype. This is so exciting. This is such a blessed opportunity. And happily, I just happen to be sitting around doing work. And, just as a small distraction, a small break, I looked at MangaDex and happened to see that this was uploaded a mere 8 minutes ago. So our timing is just getting better and better until eventually I will read one the instant it comes out. Okay, here we see some Neo heroes all suited up, busting down some, I don't know, some very generic looking monsters, some sort of Devilman type thing. Pretty brutal treatment. Speaking of Devilman, this is quite similar to some of the final arcs in that series where the retributive justice of humanity goes perhaps a little too far, and they start just torturing and brutalizing and genociding monsters. So again, I'm thinking this is, even though we haven't seen monsters in One Punch Man be much more than unilaterally evil, once we start asking questions about people experimenting with monsters, empowering monsters, perhaps making monsters lose control more than they want to, it starts to raise some questions about, what is actually going on in the minds of these things that up until now have just been targets, Message from Child Emperor. Make sure you leave any corpses as is when you exterminate monsters. Not to do autopsies. So this is going to be about the enhancement of monsters. Child Emperor, of course, has been skeptical of Metal Knight for a very long time. He found the implant in that one monster a while ago. This one has the same implant. This is the gangster type guy, another Neo Heroes leader, Mr. Ryumon. So at first I thought this was the Neo Heroes, that the Neo Heroes were taking control of monsters so that they could stage these dramatic incidents that paint the Neo Heroes in a very powerful, good light. But now perhaps it's actually the doing of Metal Knight, who's doing these experiments. Cool. Good. I don't think he cares, but sure. Pretty smart. Big database of monsters, trying to do some pattern recognition. Opening up its large intestine and extracting a stool sample. This is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure Child Emperor is telling the truth. I think he probably does do all of this stuff. But especially the, hey, could you help me get a stool sample? This is much more just a ploy to get Ryumon to go away. So I think Child Emperor is very suspicious of the Neo Heroes as well. He's not sure who's putting these implants in. Doesn't know who he can trust. I'm busy, so head on out. Okay. Trace the signal being sent to the kernel chip. Need to capture a live specimen. Makes sense. Some artificial muscles built into its body. Inflated its power several times over. Okay, we're closing in on the mystery from several directions, but we still can't really say, who is the culprit. Could it be Metal Knight? Could it be Metal Knight working with the Neo Heroes? The Neo Heroes giving him the moral freedom and lack of regulation that he couldn't get from the Hero Association? Nice variety of real one-core monsters here. This guy especially looks strong, right? He's got all this ornamentation and stuff. But the Neo Heroes, when suited up, are pretty strong. Who knows? What if their brains being manipulated? A good part of them have body modifications. They might as well be called cyborg monsters. Okay, and again, that points very directly towards the Neo Heroes, who have been involuntarily cyborgifying people, too. But then, Metal Knight, is he involved too? Or is Blue being misled? Maybe Blue also started cluing in that these were modified monsters, and this was a lie fed to him by the Neo Heroes? I don't know. powered up enough to have their disaster levels increased. Who could possibly be controlling them? Really nice selection here again, just... I don't know. You can tell one has so much fun drawing these sorts of monsters, you know? All their gross little details, all the amalgamation of like a rooster here, and branches, and testicular chins, and big Yu-Gi-Oh! Shoulder blades, and these weird textures that he seems to love, and then like chicken feet, and I don't know, it's like all over the place in a way that's like, it really conveys like a very childlike imagination, this very free-for-all type idea. And again, as we talked about in the more horrific chapters, this same childlikeness, this same outsiderdom, can really put his art on right on that line of like mental instability. I should ask an acquaintance who is a global authority. Could that be Metal Knight? At this point in the story, Child Emperor is already kind of skeptical of Metal Knight. He'd questioned him directly about what he was doing during the Monster Association raid. So I don't know if you trust him like something like this. Maybe Zombie Man? He's like buds with Zombie Man? Maybe Pig God? I don't know. He's got friends. An acquaintance, I guess. Maybe not even a friend. Saitama shows up. The Victim Name Association. The Hero Name Victims Association? These slow turtles. Oh, what are you running around for, kitty? I've never seen him run around like that before. I'll play with him after this chapter. No, I have to write my article. No, I'll play with him a bit, and then I'll write my article. Saitama's like obviously pissed off. But, you know, what's he gonna do? He's just mad. Neighboring city H, okay. Our leader is amazing. So the rest of the Victim Name Association really has a good understanding now of just how nuts Saitama is. But they're not gonna question a good thing. If they have somebody like him on their side, they know that actual change might be possible. Okay. He is indeed calling up Metal Knight. Dr. Beaufoy. I see. Okay. If a person was modifying monsters and attacking people, what purpose do you think that person would have? Huh? So Saitama beats those guys there. But another Neo Heroes team was already at the scene. This is getting very suspicious. It is really seeming like these monsters are being controlled to be dispatched where there already are Neo Heroes, so that the Neo Heroes can take all the glory and credit and praise. Right? I think that's pretty clearly what happened, given that, you know, they heard the evacuation order, they heard that there was a monster attack in City H, and that just happened to be where this other hero team, just kind of waiting idly, was chilling out. That not even Saitama could get there faster than they were able to defeat it. Child Emperor. No, Isamu-kun. I have nothing to say to an elementary school student who's a member of another organization. Understand this. We are not allies anymore. So that's really saying a lot. I mean, you guys are both heroes. You guys are supposed to be on the same side of humanity, you know, against monsters and villains and criminals and all those. So the fact that you're putting these party politics, this pettiness, rivalry organizations over the safety of others is quite telling. At the same time, I really am starting to think he's working with the Neo Heroes, right? Like, that this is all just a marketing ploy for the Neo Heroes? Man, I don't know. Child Emperor's pissed. He's got to do like a relaxation technique. Just go get some sweets and go to your lab. He can't even go hang out in Beaufoy's lab anymore. Oh, he's so bad. This is fun. This is like another side of him that we hadn't seen yet. He's still kind of childish in some ways. When he's mad, just his entire face twists. Suha, suha, suha. biku, suha, 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 suha. He's just grinding every part of his face against itself to try to calm down. Do what you wish. I should have told you not to trust anyone at all from the beginning. And that has been quite consistent with Metal Knight. He's never been like all that misleading, really. When asked for excuses for things, when asked for his motivations and stuff, he more just says, "I'm not going to tell you. You couldn't understand. It's more important than you." There's never been. he's always been like, "Yeah, if you're suspicious of me, like, what are you gonna do?" I don't know. I'm Metal Knight. I am like a billion robots at once. How can you possibly defeat me? Sure, you want to antagonize me? You shouldn't think of me the same person I was before as your assistant. Yeah, exactly. You're not even worth being considered a threat. I don't care if you're suspicious of me. I'm not going to sugarcoat my answers at all. I'm just gonna tell you, like, I don't care. Like, you are not even on my radar. Can you even do shaking and sobbing every single night? Can you do anything with that big doll you're secretly building? Ooh, that's spicy. Child Emperor working on some sort of secret giant robot? We've seen some robotics from him before, especially in the remake, when he had that awesome fight with Phoenix Man that involved like many transformations, many combining robots, all sorts of awesome stuff that really showed how much One and Murata want to do some giant robot action. And the fact that there's a secret one in the works that's referred to as the Big Doll is Kitty, stop scratching the sofa. Why not scratch your scratchy thing? It's better. It's for scratching. Whatever. I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty huge. I'm thinking it's going to be some Tengen Toppa type stuff. And the way that it's being called out here in such an anticlimactic way is only going to make its final actual appearance all the more satisfying. Still a hidden camera in my laboratory? Since when were you spying on me? Why? Paranoid old man. But that's just how he thinks this game works. If you asked him, he said, "Of course I'm spying on everybody. I should have told you you should be spying on everybody. Are you telling me you're not spying on me?" I find Dr. Boyfoy very refreshing as a villain, and I think it's quite clear to me now that he's going to be a villain. That he has this very cavalier attitude of I'm not deceiving you. I'm not trying to charm you. I'm not trying to do things to mislead you as to my intents. I just do not care to tell you. I just do not like just this indifference that comes from his perceived omnipotence. He can do what he wants. I won't be stopped by anyone. Exactly. And here he sees on his computer screen, it looks like all of the Neo heroes. This is the really schmaltzy guy, the religious leader, the mafioso guy, some people in suits. When will the trouble start? Ooh, okay. Well, we don't know. I don't know what this trouble is going to be. Is he going to deploy a bunch of monsters again? Is he going to reveal something that will put the Neo heroes and the Hero Association at each other's throats? I'm thinking it's going to be a heroes versus heroes type arc. That'll be our ultimate climax. That's what it seems to be boiling up to. It's what we've had some minor conflicts with before. And we've just had so many versus monster arcs already that I think this would be a really cool change of pace. But yeah, how is it going to play out? What sides are going to be taken? What are we going to learn? Who is behind what and for what purpose? My theory, of course, is still that Dr. Bofoy is out to take over the world. That he has some twisted sense of judgment and justice, that if he was in charge of everything and just had robots everywhere all the time, the people would be safe. There would be a peaceful civilization. I think it's that sort of attitude that makes him relentlessly pursue these goals, even in the face of everyone wanting to stop such a totalitarian approach. I also think that Blast is sus. I've been saying this based on both stuff in the remake and the webcomic. I don't know if it's going to come out this arc, but I feel like Blast is maybe working with Metal Knight to create these bigger monsters, to create empowered people or empowered weapons in order to create safety. That sort of mentality. I think, of course, the entire Neo Heroes upper echelon is sus, but not Blue. I think Blue is just kind of naive and has been fed a bunch of lies and a bunch of diversions and stuff. Who else is sus? Drive Knight I don't think is sus. Child Emperor I don't think is sus. The pop cyborg girl, Seren Baki or whatever, I don't think she's sus. Saitama, of course, not sus. Suiru, too dumb to be sus. Most of the Neo Hero organization, I think, is just kind of complicit, but not necessarily like scheming in and of themselves. But it's not going to be so simple as all the sus people versus all of the good people. It's going to be a lot of people being misled to fight for one side or the other. I don't think the hero organization upper echelon is sus. They're more just like kind of corrupt and biased. But I think their hearts are in the right places. I don't think they have any like super hidden schemes or whatever. Okay, this is my call. This is my read. We'll see how right I am. If I'm any good at this heroes and villains among us. Okay, bye-bye for now.